Hey y'all, plug up my charger. Hey y'all, sorry for the delay. Let me type in here what we discussing today. Hey Jasmine. Hey everybody. Sorry for the delay, guys. Just come on in and we're just going to chat amongst ourselves until my guest arrives. How's everybody doing? How is everybody doing? Hey. Hey. Come on in, y'all. Thank you for your patience. I'm waiting for my guest, but I'm going to talk to you guys until my guest logs on. Okay. I'm typing in the title, so that's what I'm doing. But any thoughts? What are you guys' thoughts about the Surviving Mama Trauma series so far? If you have any questions about tonight's discussion, let me know. Oh, hey, we are doing good and you. I'm doing well, Sparkle. I see you doing it up, honey, lately. I see you, girl. I see you, girl, looking good, honey. I'm doing well, though. I'm doing well. Okay. What am I gonna call this, y'all? Because it's too much to type in. Um, we're just gonna type in. Let's discuss mama trauma. Anyway, so you're welcome, honey. So yeah, guys, I guess we will just chat until my guest shows up. Okay, my guest is here. Let me pin my comments. Okay, she's ready. That's what I'm talking about. We about to get started, guys. Again.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How you not made? I'm almost. I gotta go pick up my daughter. So I said,
Lord.
you gonna be there?
So you're driving?
I can multitask. It ain't gonna take me that long.
Okay.
I'm gonna show you the power.
You
Don't tell them, look, don't judge me today. I'm sorry. Things just came up. It just, don't laugh
like,
at me.
don't judge me. This is what it is
This
right
Miss
now.
Danger, y'all. This is me.
Lord,
This
okay.
this that crazy
Okay.
girl that ain't never on time.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so guys, thank y'all for your patience. They're saying good evening. Hey y'all. Thank you for coming to another series of Surviving Mama Trauma. And my special guest tonight, well, first of all, I'm Wendy Wisdom. And so I did this series because I want people to share their story, share the work that they're doing to work on themselves. So they're giving you the good, bad, and the ugly of their journey.
Yes.
We're going to keep it short and sweet tonight because I know that, you guys got to tuck your kids and do all kind of stuff to your kids to go to school tomorrow. But she's multitasking. She says, let's just do it.
Let's
And
do it. I'm
I'm
ready.
all about that. So I'm gonna allow my guest to introduce herself and we'll get started.
Well, I'm Danita. They call me Danger on Instagram.
All
Miss
right.
Danger.
Okay. And so where did you get that nickname from? You said in your childhood area?
Yes, actually, I had wore this head. Well, I got this tattoo on my face, and the guys and the girls around my waist thought they said, "Well, I look like the girl from off the Level Ray J," and it just kind of stuck to me because I was there when my grandmother gave me. I never had a little nickname, and I thought it was crazy because I'm like, damn, when you hear the word danger, that means stay the hell away. So,
Yes.
so I'm like, well, I mean, that does describe me because I mean, a little bit because I mean, if you mess with me, that's what you're gonna get. But
Right.
that's not who I am, and I was thinking about actually changing that name to Dimpoos or something because when a person think, like I said, when a person think of danger, it's like, ooh, she a little rough, ooh. But he ain't through with me yet. He ain't through with me yet.
That's
So
right. He working on all of us, right?
yes.
So so just real quickly, guys, I chose Danita because um she definitely she supports the vision. Also, she has shared that she has her own journey with her mom. And so I did put a trigger warning under the post because sometimes we don't talk about the real ugly of how things can be, right?
Right. Right.
And because I'm a social worker, certain things don't trigger me or bother me, but for other
Right.
people, it's like a, and so I don't have the same reaction because some things I have had to listen to, read, and work with those individuals
Mm-hmm.
every day. That's what I signed up to do. Treat people with dignity and respect, no matter what the situation is. So
Right.
I'm not shocked by some things, but if it's a bit much for anybody, count to five, take a break for a second. Um, and so, Miss Darnita, could you share with us a little bit of
At
your
the
journey growing up, like
okay, well, my journey growing up,
short and sweet, short and
okay, I
sweet. Oh, I can't hear you.
was sweet. I'm the
Okay.
eldest. Growing up, I was the more lighter one, so I was like considered the black sheep of the family.
Okay.
Due to my mom's addiction, I was taken out the house because she used to abuse me a lot. I ain't talking about the ass one with the belt. I'm talking about objects like sticks, bats, whatever she can get her hand on. Just felt like she just abused me. So I went to go stay with my grandmother, my paternal grandmother. So my grandmother, I went to go back and stay with my mom when I was in third grade. So the
Hmm.
abuse continued. I was awarded to the state. I had a daughter at 14.
So you went
So,
into foster care.
so I went into foster care with my daughter.
Okay.
So the house wasn't what they approved of. So me and my daughter went to this program called Saint Anne's. It's for
Hmm.
mothers and infants with babies.
Hmm.
Because I was only like 14 at the time, so I didn't have nowhere else to go, so
Okay.
stuff like that. So I ended up going to jail. I didn't lose my child. I ended up going to jail. My mom kept her. I didn't like that, but it was what it was. I'd rather seen her with my mom than being placed in foster care.
Yeah.
So when I came home from prison, got my own place. Things seemed like it was going okay. Um, I lost my grandmother in 1999, and that's when my addiction.
Um,
I started my addiction because I felt like I lost my world and I just
yeah.
couldn't take it. So the alcohol was just my thing. I was on it.
Hmm.
Just trying to numb myself. Me and my mom's relationship still wasn't good, still rocky. Um, I had a couple of more kids, you know.
Okay. Okay.
And I was battling
And
with. I started battling with depression because I just
okay.
felt like I wasn't wanted.
Okay.
I had babies, but I still feel like other than
Mm,
my kids, I felt like nobody in the world loved me or even cared. Like I don't even
right.
hug people for real because I don't know. I know how to be affectionate, but I don't know. I don't feel like you being real to me, so I don't even try to get that close. To people
Okay.
because I don't feel like I ever been loved by nobody other than my grandmother.
Okay.
I lost my father. My mother told me I had four fathers, and when I learned that you can't handle damn four fathers, only one. So she kind of played with my mind so much to the point like
Hmm.
I was lost.
Okay.
Um, so I try to find myself because I love my children. My children was my scapegoat because I love them so much, to the point that I found myself, I graduated from the drinks and I started popping ecstasy like real bad. I
Hmm.
took care of my kids, but this is something I'm sharing with the world. I really don't care, no judgment, but I was being abused so much even by the men that I was dealing with that not I wasn't getting hit on or beat or anything, but I just felt I was being mentally abused. So I just wanted to numb myself,
Right.
and so I started using the ecstasy and shit. I didn't care no more, but it took some time that I was like, you know what, I'm doing the same thing to my kids that my mother did to me. Only
Yeah.
I'm just not putting my hands on them. You
Right.
know, you
Right.
can dress a doll up, don't mean you giving them love. And I
Right.
seen a doll give birth, don't make it the mother. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Hmm.
I was like, I had to change my ways because my kids are my pride and joy. My oldest daughter, she just graduated with her master's. She's a social worker. So I said, well, hey, thank you. You can help me out. You know what I'm saying? So I just thank God and trying to get back into the book and the word. I had went to church one. It was around Christmas time. Looking for my
Hmm.
daughter. I'm looking for my daughter. So trying to get back into church and stuff like that. So I was around the neighborhood, they be passing out the free toys and stuff. So I went to church and we was all gang there. We ready for our toys and stuff for our kids. We was low
Hmm.
income. We ain't had that much money. So we was looking
Hmm.
for the toys and stuff. And the pastor, it was me and my best friend. The pastor, the way we were seated, she pointed. She was like, "You come in." So I moved over because it felt like she threw fire or something. You don't play with the preacher. That's almost the next thing to God. So I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, she ain't talking to me. You know what I'm saying? But she directly pointed. She was like, "You come here." She said the
Right.
devil was trying to kill you. And I was like, wow. My grandmother told me about God and stuff like that. That's the only reason I knew about the Lord because of my grandmother.
Right.
So, and so when I went home that night, my mother stabbed me in my head because I left the kids there.
And how old were you when that happened?
I believe I was about 25. I believe I was, yeah,
Okay.
about,
And I asked you your age, even though me and you discussed it, but I wanted
right,
people to see that it's not just the drama, the trauma, hurting people doesn't just stop in childhood.
right.
Sometimes when you have an abusive parent, it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
stop just when you turn 18. Even when you live on your own, they will still try
Yeah,
to
I was,
find ways to be verbally, emotionally, in some cases physically abusive. And so Danita shared that as you were going down the steps trying to walk away from your mom, you thought she scratched you in the back of your
yeah, I
head.
thought when I was walking away, because I mean, what I did was I did leave my kids there because I wasn't gonna be gone long. I felt like I was doing it
Mm-hmm.
because I was gonna get them some toys. I'm going to church. It wasn't like I was going to the strip club, the club, nowhere. I was going to
Mm-hmm.
church, and the church wasn't that far. So she argued. She flipped the table upside down, and I felt the scratch because she stabbed me with a plate because she was sitting there eating a little pig feet and stuff with
Mm-hmm.
that stinking mess. But so when I walked down the steps, I felt a scratch. So when I got down to the bottom of the step, I had on a black shirt. I will never forget. My shirt was just completely filled in blood. And I touched it. I'm like, damn, like I'm just leaking at this point. And I'm just like, oh my God. So my aunt, she lived across the court. And by the time I made it across the court, I collapsed. When I got to the hospital, they said that if anybody know about, the CCs and inches, I was a CC away from dying. My mother always say, I brought you in this world, I'll take you out. God
Right.
didn't, you know what I'm saying? No, you're not.
Right.
We fought, you know what I'm saying? Because of my respect for God, I never wanted to put my hands on her because, I want to be obedient to God. But I was just like, you know, with my weight, I'm like, we both like the same size. So I'm like, I could
Mm-hmm.
just use my weight and just push her around because I know if I hit her with all this anger, I'm
Right.
going to tear her ass up. But,
Right.
I just try not to put my hands on her
Mm-hmm.
and just try to be obedient.
Right. And did you have to get any stitches from her
Okay, I had isn't my stitches are in like a Y, so I had 17 going this way and 17 going that way.
in the back of your head from
Yeah,
when she
yeah,
stabbed you?
yeah.
Wow.
So my hair would never grow back right there. And
Wow.
sometimes I try to forget. You try to push things behind you, but when I get my hair done, somebody may touch it. Oh, what happened? So I probably get a little sentimental. Or, oh,
Yeah.
girl, nothing. It's hard to say that your mom stabbed you to kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like I would never do that to my kids. So that's one of the reasons why I stopped doing what I was doing because I wasn't physically abusing them, and they never really even seen me out there drunk. I mean, they see me drunk, but they can't tell you, oh, my mama was high off pills and stuff like that. I wasn't that kind of addict. I was doing it to them, but I don't know what I look like to them. So,
Right.
just trying to, clear my life up. So now I ain't where I want to be, but I damn sure ain't where I used to be at. Oh, so y'all better the police get me. But
Um,
yeah, he's all
you
like,
okay?
yeah. I don't worry about that police. I'm looking for my daughter. She on crutches, but she at? She don't recognize this
Guys,
car.
guys, look, look here on Whitney Wisdom. We get it in however we can. Okay.
And I really just, I'm sorry. You know, why don't keep saying I'm sorry? I just really wanted to tune in with you. Like I said, I met you, you know, on one of you was on Dr. Nema's page, and I'm just
Hmm.
seeking out to be around real positive women. Then you a social worker. We talked the other day, and I felt all positive vibes. You know, that's where I'm at because, like I said, it's hard to tell your story to people sometimes. But now it's like I'm eager to tell my story. You know, because if I can help somebody overcome their stuff. And like I said, I still suffer from depression and everything, but it's
Right.
still a battle that I'm fighting. My
Right.
mom, she suffered from depression, so I'm not making it, making excuses for her behavior. But sick people hurt people hurt people. So
Absolutely.
you know,
Absolutely.
she wasn't.
And
My mom was molested, and so everything she did, it seemed like she took it out on me. So
right.
I'm not
Right.
even mad at her no more because she was sick herself.
Right. Yes, the cycle of hurt people hurting people and unresolved trauma, it just continues to flow throughout the family, family
Mm-hmm.
secrets, generational trauma, PTSD, all kind of stuff. It just continues to happen. And so that's why I had asked you when we were talking,
Mm-hmm.
have are you in therapy? Um,
Actually, no, because of the pandemic, no. I just felt
okay.
like, because I say I have mental problems, does not mean that I'm slow or anything like that. When I say that they come out, they talk to you like, okay, are you going to be all right? And this and that. Don't give me that fake shit. I need you to, you know what I'm saying? My last therapist, I had her ass crying too. Like,
Oh,
shit. Yeah, like, how you going to help me and your ass crying? Like, you can't help me, you crying.
you are
But,
so
yeah,
funny.
then she like, oh, just sign the paper. No, I ain't getting you. You ain't getting paid off of me. You ain't do nothing. You gonna have to work for
So
this.
So listen, for all the people listening, because I know people always say, "Well, the therapist didn't do anything for me." So first of all, if you feel like it's not a good fit or you're not connecting, you
Mm-hmm.
can talk to the therapist about that. You can request to have a different therapist.
Right.
But also sometimes you got to give that person more than one or two chances
I
because
get it.
sometimes people are like, nope, that first interaction didn't work. And it's like, well, if you have a pattern of doing that, not saying you, but I'm talking about other people and people that I know, they're
Mm-hmm.
like, they went in and talked for 10 minutes and they're like, it's not a good fit. And
Right.
sometimes that's the truth, but other times you just got to make sure you're open
Right.
to actually working with somebody. Um,
I felt like
and
she was trying to be more of my friend, and that's cool too.
okay.
What I'm saying is, she started coming over with wine and stuff too. Drink her wine, smoke her cigarettes. So I started taking her for a joke, like,
Was that
shit,
a
how you help?
therapist? Was that a therapist or a case manager?
Oh yeah, that was the case manager. You're right. It is a different.
Yeah, please.
Look, you like,
I'm
hold
about to
on.
say, because
Okay.
listen,
Yeah. Yeah,
listen,
you're
honey,
right. That was the case
a
manager.
licensed therapist, we have degrees and we have a
Right.
professional
You're
license.
right. It was
Doing something
okay.
like that will have us unemployed and our license suspended. When your
Okay.
license suspended, you're gonna be working at Target somewhere.
Whoa.
Okay, you may not even be able to be a case manager if they
Doing
suspend
stuff
your
like yeah.
license.
That's true.
So yeah, so let's be clear, that was not a therapist, y'all. Okay,
Right. Okay. Yeah.
um,
Sorry.
it's okay,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah. That wasn't a therapist. You're right.
But one thing we talked about was codependency,
Mhm.
and codependency basically is when you are conditioned to neglect yourself, your own needs, your feelings, and things that are important to you to
Mhm.
accommodate and put other people as a priority. That's for all the rescuers, all the black sheeps, all the people pleasers. Those are traits of codependency, right?
Yeah.
And so you had mentioned how, you want your family to get, to work together and get help. And I told you, do not wait for your family to get on board with what you're trying to do.
Yeah. Because I feel like my whole life was revolved around other people. I
Yeah.
was a mom so early in age. I was a mom at 14. I'm
Mm-hmm.
the oldest, so I had to take care of my siblings. So I feel like I just never had time for myself. I never
Right.
seen myself traveling. I never seen myself doing anything for myself.
Right.
Doing nothing.
Right.
I stayed here. I always wanted, as a child, had my vision is so far. Even if you can look at my mind now and see, like, wow, like, I used to be that child. That's my house. That's my husband. That's my car. I think we all have done that, but I still have that vision, and I
Mm-hmm.
know that I can accomplish those things. Like this year, I've traveled. I'd have been to
Mm-hmm.
Vegas. I'd have been to Miami.
Yeah.
I never even seen myself get on a plane, but
Right.
I overcame them fears. And it's about me today because I only have one chance to get this right, one life.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I know how to go to the grocery store by myself. I know how to go get my nails done by myself. Put that
Yes.
wig on by myself. It's all about, I have to, and Dr. Nima told me that I had to have set boundaries with people.
Yes.
And I didn't realize boundaries are so important. Like, please back up. Not just COVID, but back up. I need you out my space.
Yes.
So
Yes.
even with
Absolutely.
relationships, I've overcome so much this year. Like I've overcome so much.
So listen. So yes, I congratulated
Hey,
you, and I will do
Whitney.
it again here. You see people, they say, oh, this codependency talk is good. Um, Somebody said congratulations on your growth. This is big. You're breaking generational curses. Someone else said congratulations to your daughter. Um, for completing her education.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said you might be the one to show your family different. Yes, I think that the ones who are treated the worst in the family, I think that we are chosen to do something
Right.
different, to break the cycle with our own children, to have a better relationship with ourselves and
My aunt
others.
always said that. They told my mother I was going to be the one of her children that was going to treat her the best. And
Hmm.
God
And she,
forbid, I mean, that's still my mom. And
right.
I felt like trying to have a relationship with her. Like, we love seafood. So I used to have to try to buy my mother crabs and mom, come over here. And even this summer, she pulled out a knife on me. So I said, I got to back up because, now you're doing it in front of my kids. I mean, my kids been seeing it, but it's like, you disrespected me all the way around the board. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just keep pulling knives out on me. You did it once, it almost took me out. That's why I don't let people that close to me because my fear of, oh, they're going to snake me out real quick. And I always like, it's a paranoia thing. So now I'm suffering from paranoia, all type of stuff because I think, oh, you after me. Ain't nobody doing nothing to me. Like, I
Yeah.
literally about to move out my house thinking people watch. I mean, that's a whole nother story,
Yeah.
but
That's some
I
that's
ain't trying to sound
PTSD.
crazy, but I'm just saying, like, it really bothered me. It's trauma. It's things that I've been
Danita.
through.
Danita. That is
Yes.
nothing crazy for you to be hyper vigilant, always looking over your shoulder. Because when the first God that you know, which is our mother and father, when you
Mm-hmm.
can't trust them to be safe around them, it's
Right.
hard to trust anybody else. And that's why I had asked you, who are you talking to? Are you in therapy? Because you have layers and layers and layers, right? Like a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people do. And for your mom to still do, what you said she did, she pulled out a knife on you last summer, that tells me that you don't have good boundaries with your mother. That tells me that you still see the best, right?
Right.
Which we all do, right? But when it comes to
I be
violence,
trying.
that
Yeah.
is something that you cannot take lightly. Because God forbid, if let's say she's had her a good few drinks, pull out a knife on you and do something to you that takes you away from your children,
Exactly. Who's these kids?
there's nothing you can say to your kids at that
It's
point.
nothing. Even when she has her little moments, my kids even look at me like it's time to go. We can have a great dinner. You know what I'm saying? Like some people drink wine, around your company and stuff. She gets to the point, like her boiling point. Like if you can't
Hmm.
handle it, it's a certain place. Like we all drink. I'm not gonna sit here
Yeah.
and deny that. It's legal to
Right.
do. But
Right.
when you gotta drink and get violent, that's a whole nother thing. And she only gets violent. Like if somebody meet my mother, oh, she's the sweetest person. She clean up after she do this. But when it come to me, it's like she see fire, and I'd be like, what did my father do to her? Like, what is wrong with me? She told me, oh, you fat, ugly ass, and this and that. And I'm like, damn, I actually just
Right.
cried. I'm like, what is wrong with me? You
Right.
fat and this and that. And so I'm just like, I started watching this shit. I'm trying to drink the Keisha KO tea. Not make late night work. The shit about to make me pull my wig off.
Listen,
But
listen, Miss Danita.
yes,
I like the fact that you told me that you've been very intentional about not being physically abusive with your daughters.
yeah,
Um, but you know that some of that hurt, that pain, they're feeling some of that also, especially
absolutely,
with daughters because they're so in tune with their mothers. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely, they are
And just because you're going through it with your mother, what you're showing them is that it's okay to excuse a person who gets violent. So
right.
don't be surprised if they have a
I'm,
man that they excuse who gets a little
I,
violent.
I'm, yeah, it ain't gonna happen.
You know, look, I
Right.
know we know you gonna get involved, okay?
Mm.
But guess
But I
what?
know on the real note,
You,
I understand what you're saying.
yeah, but you do know that as women, we protect men, so they may not even tell you what's going on.
Yeah.
Until it gets real out of hand or something like that, God forbid.
Right.
But you're gonna have to challenge yourself when you're ready
Mm-hmm.
to set some boundaries. I don't think you're there yet. I don't think you're there yet
Right.
because um as I told you, our moms are not going to change.
I talk to my sister-in-law all the time. She's
Hmm.
like my diary,
Hmm.
and she even told me that herself. She was like, you need to cut them off for a while because they're hurting you. And then when other people can see the hurt, I'll go
Yeah.
out my way, for people. If you need me, I'm there 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. If I gotta go to jail to protect you, but I had to realize I'm not Jesus. I can't save the world. So why am I gonna go to jail, lose my family, and then you gonna be right back with this person? Or like I've just always put myself on the line for what?
Yes. and
So
and before I read the comments, you had shared a story with me when you said like you like to help everybody. That's just the kind of heart you have.
mm,
And you mentioned long time ago you had a 2-bedroom apartment and you let an ex and his whole family come stay with you. Girl, I
mm-hmm.
almost died. But I totally get it because I've had the people pleaser spirit,
Right.
wanting to rescue and save and help everybody. And I'm just
Mm-hmm.
like, a 2-bedroom and you let his whole family come stay. I said, girl, you got a heart of gold, child. You should have been married a long time ago.
Yeah, those is my girls. That's the type of life we was living. Shit.
Yeah.
They lived across the hall from me, and those is my girls. Those was like my sisters, and I
Yeah.
mean that relationship. It was just
Yeah.
and
But no,
today,
but I'm talking about you. I don't
oh,
even care why you did it. But the
right,
fact is that you had a heart to
right,
help people when you didn't even have enough space. You know what I'm saying? Like you had a heart
right,
to help people. And that's another thing that I want people to see, that even though sometimes you may go through some of the roughest things, those are the people who have the most genuine hearts.
right.
And God bless you for that, because him and his family would have been homeless. I'm sorry to say. They would have been short.
So
Okay?
sure. Sure.
Short,
But yeah, so
okay?
now I mean that was some time ago. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I beautified my home. I always had a beautiful home. It's not about that. I'm comfortable today because
Hmm.
I don't need a million people in my house. I need peace because I already got enough stuff that's
Yeah.
going on up here. So I don't
Hmm.
need nobody knocking on my door where I live at now. Nobody really knows my selected few,
Yeah.
and they know not to knock on my door unless they call me and know you on your way. Because my anger, my kids see me angry. I used to throw things. I like to hit glass when I'm angry. Just
Yeah.
I broke up everything in my house before.
Yeah.
I paid for it. I broke it, but that's still like my kids. That
Hmm.
scared them. So that's why I said the same behaviors. Showing
Hmm.
my kids the same behaviors that my mother showed me. Even though I'm not beating their ass, oh, they
Hmm.
scared. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
if somebody came in here breaking up furniture and shit with a bed, I'd be scared too. So,
Absolutely.
and then I'll go
Absolutely.
back and write little notes. Oh, I'm sorry because that wasn't me. That was my anger. So I did anger management, but I felt like it didn't work. So
How long ago did you do anger management,
it's
ma'am?
long, long, long.
I'm
Adolescent.
sure it was. I'm sure it was.
Adolescent. Where's my baby at?
Yeah, I'm over here looking. I'm about to let you go,
No.
so that you could work that out. Um, oh, you froze up. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Mm-mm-mm-mm. Can you guys hear me? Okay, now I can hear you.
Oh, I about to say I missed you.
Are you
Yes.
good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
Okay.
comfortable now. I know where she at. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
good. So no, so I was like, yeah, I'm sure that anger management class was a long time ago. And so I want you to pay
That's
attention to
messed up.
I want you to pay attention to your pattern. The counselor wasn't a good fit. Anger management ain't help you.
Oh my god.
Listen, like I listen well, but I'm just like,
Yeah, you
you know
do.
what? I didn't want this to be a coaching session, but I'm gonna have to throw it in
Right.
there real quick. You know what I'm
Nah.
saying?
Mhm.
Don't don't count those things out because therapy is supposed to give you tools and strategies to work through your frustration and your anger versus
Okay.
breaking up something and then having to apologize to your kids. Maybe you go for a walk. Maybe you go count to 10. Maybe you go in the bathroom, get on your knees and pray. Maybe you write. You know what I'm saying? Or
And that's
turn on
what I
some
resolved
music.
in is
Something.
I love I'm sorry to cut you off. And that's what I do. I play my little jazz now and I go write. I love to
Mhm.
write. That was my hand. You know, like I said, I was in prison, so I learned that. I mean, when I was in prison, I wrote. You know,
Yeah,
I wrote. I used to write
that's good.
poems for obituaries. I love to write. That's why I said I'm
That's
writing my
good.
book. My book will
Yes.
come out soon. God's willing. I'm gonna do it. I know I'm gonna
Yes.
do it.
Yes, because I told you have a testimony, guys. It's so much that we can't fit into this time. She has overcome so much, and I told her she's very resilient.
Thank you, sister.
And there is a reason why God wanted me to do this short discussion with you because I want people to see again the mama trauma stuff does not just end or start and end in childhood. She was physically attacked by her mother as a grown woman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it happens a lot where one lady I was working with, she's like her mother would just come to her house, curse her out in front of her husband, her kids, and walk right out.
It has happened.
And so I'm like, how
It
did
has,
your mother get in the house? Is what I want to know.
right.
Like, when are you going to set a boundary? And she couldn't do it because her
She's
mother told
done
her that
that.
was
She's done that. You
disrespectful.
know, embarrassed me. Me and some coworkers was at my house. I don't smoke hookah. You know what I'm saying? They were
Mhm.
smoking hookah. She said we in the house smoking a pipe. I'm gonna call child and family service on you. I mean, totally embarrassed me in front of my coworkers. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, why do you come over here and do this type of stuff? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I don't feel like I really want to curse her out, but I really want to say you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do that. So now it's like I've gotten a little better with her call and oh, I'm on my way. And then,
Yeah.
hey, Dimple, she'll butter me up. Hey, Dimples, I'm on my way. And then she'll act crazy by the time she get there. Like, what the hell just happened? You
And
know, so.
Darnita, and Darnita, it's a little girl within you that still want this image of your mother that you're probably not going to get. You want to trust her because I can't even believe that she's able to call you and say, "Hey, I'm on my way over," and that don't make you feel like grabbing a few weapons. you know, like yeah, it's a lot. Um, let's read some of these questions as we wrap up.
Mm.
Thank you for being courageous, Donita. So, congratulations on your growth, breaking generational curses. Um, somebody said, yes, get free, sis. Boundaries are important. Yes. And you guys here, I said it to her in love. She does not have good boundaries at all. So that you guys can look at it in your own lives. And a lot of times it's hardest to have boundaries with those that we love, especially our mama, our daddy, our aunties, our sister and brothers. But guess
Mm-hmm.
what? You only have one life to live. When they stress you out and you on all these medications, they ain't gonna care about that. They gonna judge you for being stressed out and being sick. That's what they're
Mm-hmm.
gonna do. They're gonna put you down and say you stressed out over a man, you stressed out over that woman. It's everybody but them. So
Everybody but them.
we have to be careful with that. Somebody said facts. The ones who are usually considered the black sheep are the ones that change the whole family. Absolutely. And don't wait on your family to change. I'm telling y'all, because some of them will never change. If
Right.
they see other people living a certain way, they're going to do it too. Oh, and another important thing I want to point out for those who are listening, Her mom is a working professional.
A working
I'm not.
professional. Been
She is
doing this
a
over
professional.
38 years. Been doing it over 38 years. Good
Yes.
cover up. Good cover
Yes.
up.
I'm not gonna say cover up. I'm say she's high functioning. You know, because you said
Yeah,
she has her own
yeah,
mental health challenges and
yeah.
different struggles. She knows. She knows how. Maybe working is the only thing that keeps her sane and going.
Yeah.
You know, and I told her how my
Right.
mother has work daughters that love her and defend her like nobody's business. Okay. My mother's work daughters don't
Yeah.
play about her, and I just be like, y'all don't know the other side.
Yes.
But anyway, so somebody said we have to love some people from a distance. Absolutely. Hood the Hood's therapy said you see the best in them. It's time to use that energy to see the best in yourself. Yes, absolutely. Then somebody says, Danita, testimony is hitting my spirit. Just know
All
that with your
right.
mindset, sis, as long as you keep at it, you
Thank you
are your
guys.
family's last chance at getting it right in your family's generation. Yes. Um, then she said, you're the walking change, sis, and that's what we got to do to get it right for our kids. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Um,
That's what I do it for.
Yes, and you are the change, Danita. Make sure you keep learning and growing for your daughters. You got this. Work towards setting them boundaries for real. Then somebody says, yes, cutting people off and setting boundaries are important, and it is self-healing. Come on, y'all. Um, Also, this kind of trauma makes us people pleasers as women. Yes, huge people pleasers. Y'all heard me
I'm
say she
telling
moved the
you.
whole family in her man's whole family in her two-bedroom apartment. Y'all,
Yeah, we
y'all,
was definition of trap.
listen,
Trap.
listen. They was in that thing deep, look deep, and she was crazy in love. Listen,
Cooking
I'm gonna
fried
have
pork chops. Oh man, y'all crazy.
Listen, I gotta have a live with it, but see, y'all don't be ready to keep it real. Not you, Danita. They don't be ready to keep it real. Like, what have y'all done crazy for love? That right there, I know
Yeah.
several people who've done that, and I'm just like, how the man and his whole family be so with his thing? Child, I don't know. I haven't gotten that far by people pleasing, and I thank God
Right.
that I won't, because I don't have that kind of grace.
I don't know
But
about
look,
today.
but yeah, of course, that was a long time ago, y'all. Long
Yeah.
time ago. It says this kind of drama makes us people please as women. Shaking my head. We all got to get free from the drama, y'all. Yes, I always say unresolved trauma turns into adult drama.
Right.
Adult drama is just any unnecessary things that you are allowing to disrupt your peace.
Right.
So when we don't have core boundaries, we are allowing people that we know for sure have not
Right.
changed to disrupt our peace. It says people will mistake kindness for weakness. Absolutely. Especially family and friends and your lovers, they always will take advantage of your kindness.
Definitely.
Um, then we have treat them people with a long handle spoon. Somebody said, God bless you, Darnita. You're awesome.
Thank you.
And
I love you guys. I love you.
yes. And somebody said, just keep proactively working on fixing those behaviors. You got this. Just do the work. Yes. And somebody said, sounds like she has to let her mom go. Yeah, but she's not ready.
Open the
And you got to
window.
know when you're not ready. You know what I'm saying? You got to know when you're not ready. You can set your boundaries, and she's been doing that, setting her boundaries. She says she doesn't let her just call and come over as much. Um, but she's working on it. Then we have they usually hide behind that work, hobbies, etc., and
Right.
pretend in their mind there isn't a problem. Listen, Miss Sade, you better say that.
Yes.
People at work be loving them, and you sit in the corner like, if y'all only knew,
I'm telling you.
if y'all only knew. It's like, um, and then we have somebody said that's a trap.
Not the
Yeah, she
trap.
said they was in that two-bedroom apartment in the trap.
Trap,
Lord,
baby.
crazy for love. Quit my job and drove 2,000 miles to be in a relationship for 7 months, only to leave and drive to a new state for a job. Listen,
Huh.
we all done did something crazy for some love, honey.
Definitely.
Because
Definitely.
whenever you don't get it in your home, you go on a mission to get it.
I'm
Whether
telling
it's
you.
having kids, loving the wrong man or woman, people pleasing, getting in the wrong friendships, hanging with the wrong people. It manifests in so many different ways.
Yes, it does.
Somebody
It's
said I've done some crazy stuff for love too, shaking my head. Listen, we all have. I gotta do a live, but y'all gotta be bold enough to comment because people be trying to DM me. No, while I'm
no,
on the
say it.
live,
Yeah, be real. And you know
yeah,
what?
be
My
real.
sister
We
was
all
telling
have done
me.
something dumb.
My sister was telling me one day, like, you don't have no problem with just telling people your business, girl. No, like, you know what I'm saying. One thing, I'm not shy. You know, cause
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. I'm not shy, but it's not
Hmm.
about being shy. Some things you gotta hold and fold, but my
Yeah.
spirit won't allow me to
Yeah.
just be fake. And I feel like if I
Yeah.
don't tell you the truth, that's the,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying. The opposite of that's the being fake. And
Yeah.
with my story, like you said, we haven't even touched everything. We ain't gonna put
Right.
it all here. Just go read the book, y'all. Come read the
Yes,
book.
right. She's
But
working on a book, y'all. So
yeah.
stay tuned for that. I will definitely
So
post about it when she finishes her
it's
book.
not about me telling people my business. You know, we all have been through things. So when you think,
Right.
oh, you ashamed of this, guess what, honey? 50 other done it too, baby. Don't be ashamed.
Abs-
Bring that shit and put it out there. Because you never
absolutely.
know who you can help. Like I told you, you
Absolutely.
and Dr. Neiman has helped me in so many ways, and other positive
Oh,
women around me, like my sister-in-law. Like
yeah.
y'all have no idea. Words can't express how I'm grateful for you coming into my life.
Oh,
You
thank you.
know,
Thank
I've
you.
never been around positivity. You know, people want to steal your money. Still, like I'm not a thief. I don't steal from people. You know, you gotta guard your stuff around people. And I don't. I'm
Yeah.
not with that crew no more. Like I'm not about
Yeah.
to be around somebody. I gotta watch you, bitch. If I can't put my purse around you, why am I
What?
with you? I
You
got a
better
problem
say that
leaving my
again.
purse. I got a problem leaving my purse open. Like nah. Guess what? You
Listen.
see who right beside me? My daughter. No, I don't
Listen.
need no. I don't need none of that.
Listen. I went to somebody's house one time, and one particular relative was coming in the house. Everybody ran and grabbed their purse. I didn't even know what was going on, but I ran and grabbed mine too. I was like,
Hey,
listen.
they say one black person run, we all running. Don't even know what's
Yes,
going
I
on.
said I don't know what's going on, but let me put mine right up under my arm.
Yeah, I just
Listen,
I learned so young. You know,
yeah,
stand for something to fall for anything, and I felt
absolutely.
for a lot, and
We all did.
I'm still trying to get it right. But one
We
thing I
all.
am doing, y'all, like I'm trying. I have to get this thing right. My faith and fear, because
Hmm.
faith and fear doesn't live in the same household. So
Yes.
you know, with my mental health and stuff, like I try not to. You know, it's different. So people that don't understand, you know, your mental, I try to block that person and be like, you know what, Lord, we got this today. And my daughter asked me this morning. Matter of fact, she said, I'm not having a good day. I said, start over. She said, how can you start your day over? I said, turn around, do it again. Whatever you got to do, shake it out. But you can't, because I have to start over a lot of times. And when they say you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, that shit is real. Because it's
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't even like be in the right state of mind. I'm like, I wake up angry. God, why am I waking up angry? I'm above ground and not in ground, so I'm not waking up angry. You
You
know,
better.
I've been
You better
stabbed.
say
I've been
that.
stabbed in my head, and I was in a coma for 12 days. I will not wake up angry. No, I will not. We ain't even
Yes.
talk about the
Yeah.
coma, but that's another story, I guess. But
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
yeah,
ma'am.
yeah.
And I want you all to know, like she said, she's doing so many different things differently. She has a thriving relationship with the Lord who helps her to not have to turn up on people. Also, like she said, she's traveled with her kids. I think you said this year, right? You went to
Yeah,
several places.
that's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
It's like she's showing them different things. And again, I like to say, I love the fact that she's very self-aware. And when she had a moment of slamming some things around, she let them know, I apologize. It's not me, it's my anger. Like
Right,
she acknowledged what it is that she's done wrong that may have affected her kids.
right.
And I'm just like, if so many other parents would just do a fraction of that with their grown kids, even their young kids, so much. I mean, you'll see a lot of peace and less angry, hurt
Um,
people.
That's like
out here.
prime example. My daughter, one day I mean, not just one day, like often, I might scream at her, and
Mm-hmm.
then she'll go back and explain to me like, "Mom, I was just saying this," and I'm like, "Damn, I just screamed at her, and I didn't even hear her through." But because I
Right.
thought I heard what I heard, I just,
Right.
screamed at her for no reason. I felt so bad because, like, damn, like you can't keep telling
Right.
the person sorry after
Yeah.
you do something. So I don't know. It's like, well, we know they're like, "Mom, you bipolar, Mom, you this." And it's not really funny because I don't mean to do that to them. And that's what I mean by you can still hurt people
Right.
besides putting your hands on them. Because
Right.
that shit hurts. My mother
Right.
screamed at me, "You fat ass, this and that." That hurts. And that's a self esteem problem. So
Yep.
that's why I
Yep.
have to make sure that I'm okay. Because I'll sit in the room
Mm-hmm.
in the hell with everybody. But if I'm not right, they're not gonna be right. Because they looking up at me. Like, well, shit, the whole house
Absolutely.
gonna be dysfunctional because I ain't right. So I
Right.
have to push. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Besides whatever
Because
voices
you
I
are the
hear.
lead, you are the head. You are the
Exactly.
head. You are showing
Exactly.
your daughters how to be a woman, how to handle their emotions. They're
Exactly.
learning from you.
Right.
And I
And how
know
can
that's
I
a
tell
big
them if I
burden.
don't know how to handle mine? So, you know,
But the good thing is with this generation, they learning through their friends, they're learning through online, YouTube University, showing people how to cope with their emotions and different things. So
I
I
thank
think your
God
daughters
for
are growing
them.
up.
I just
Yeah.
my 17-year-old, she's a point guard. I have a 13-year-old. She helping with the lace fronts, y'all. Come on, designing. And I just thank God. I'm not sitting here praising, but I am
Yeah.
because at the same no, I'm not praising them because God said don't do that. But I'm grateful.
Yeah.
And I used
Yeah. Oh, your phone is
to
going
in
in
good
and out.
relationships like their kids to tell them. Okay, hold on. Like their kids will tell them everything, and I'm like, sometimes it ain't meant for you to be your
Mhm.
kid's friend all the time because I've seen some crazy stuff. Like I'm
Right.
just not about to do that.
Right.
Well, having
Mm-hmm.
friends, the kids mess with guys our age, and they approve of that. I'm not doing that just to be your friend. I'm still your
Woo.
mother, so we
Mm.
gonna turn up because that's
Right.
why they're doing what they're doing now. You know what I'm saying? Not
Yeah.
to my own horn. I thank God. My daughter went out
Right.
there 14 years old pregnant. I thank God.
Yeah.
So she seen me go through that, and she's like, "Shit, I don't want to do that." My baby was the first in my family to graduate from college. My daughter, when they counted
Wow.
me out, you know what I'm saying? You can say
Wow.
what you want to say about me, but that's my
Right.
offspring. So it ain't much you
Yes.
can say.
Yep.
We weren't walking
Absolutely.
around in Gucci and gold. Like they get little name brand stuff here and there on birthdays, but I teach my kids that material shit is nothing. It's
Yeah.
within here. Where you're going with that? You're gonna outgrow it. I want to teach them how to survive out here. And one thing
Mm-hmm.
for sure, I know how to survive on the streets. I've been out here long enough. You know, I've been out here long enough. I'm
Right.
well known.
Right.
Sometimes I
Right.
don't want people to even know me. But sometimes a good thing and a bad thing. My kids know they
Right.
can't do what they want to do. They're like, "Mom, I seen somebody know you." They're like, "Oh, you danger daughter." Yeah, that's right. They don't already going to watch it.
Right. 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 So somebody
But
gonna tell
no,
on them if they doing
I'm
something.
truly blessed.
Yeah. That's good. And that's
I'm
and that's what it
truly.
all boils down to. So let's you guys, if y'all have any last minute questions, let me read these last few comments and we're going to go. Somebody said I've done crazy stuff for love too. Yes, honey, all of us. An entire dumbass mission for nothing. Listen, we have been there. It's crazy how you
Yeah.
don't realize it until you're out of it. Like, what the F was I doing? That's how it is.
Uh,
Usually, a person on the outside can see, like, girl, don't you see you being played? Girl, don't you see, but
yeah,
we
it's
don't want to
hard.
hear it sometimes. And that's the downfall. But guess what? I think sometimes we got to go through stuff in order to learn
You
because we
have
don't be
to.
trying to
How
listen.
you gonna learn from something? How you gonna grow from it or learn from it? You ain't been through it. It's
Yeah,
easy for you to tell her, girl, don't do that, cause he
right.
gonna hurt you, he gonna dog you, but she gonna hit you. But that nigga gonna talk to her like, don't pay your friends no attention. They hating on you, boo. But you
Yes,
look good. Don't, girl. She tell you the truth, but you drunk in love. Shit.
drunk in love. Oh my gosh.
Drunk in love. Yeah. But truly,
Yes.
guys, I'm sorry for the ghetto on this, driving, but I told y'all I had it, and I hope,
Yes.
everything was everything. I told y'all I
Absolutely.
got this. I've been doing this too long.
Absolutely. Somebody said our tribe and online. Yes, honey, this is
Oh,
a tribe. Your story will be someone else's survival guide. You hear that? When
oh,
you
thank
writing that
you.
book, when you think about
Definitely, I
writing that
know it.
book,
I know it. I know it will. And I'm
uh huh.
learning. I'm learning as we go. Like I'm not perfect, and I don't think I got it all right.
Absolutely. We look,
Yeah,
we all a work in progress, always.
with my purse.
Um, somebody said positive affirmations work wonders. Absolutely. So Miss Danger, I don't see no questions here, but Miss Danger, I want to thank you. And let me not call you that. I'm sorry. Darnita, thank you
Okay,
so
my therapist, my new therapist.
much. Thank you so much for
We
having
move
the
it
courage
closer.
to be transparent, to share your story, the good, bad, and the ugly of your journey. And I was glad that everybody's able to hear and understand that you're thriving. Like you've
Thank
made
you,
some decisions
Brittany.
to break the cycle. You know what I'm saying? You're
Yeah.
making intentional decisions to break the cycle so that your daughters will have a better relationship with themselves and others
Hmm.
and with you. And that is important. And so just keep in mind what the enemy meant for bad, God will always use for your good.
Oh, thank
And
you.
and I know that you're probably hesitating to write your book because I've been hesitating to write a book. But
Um,
this right here, from our heirs to the Lord, and I heard you. You said money is a thing, but you do know that people are writing books without a whole lot of money. Just in case you didn't know,
okay.
but I'm just letting you know. Write it. Just write it. Get it written down, typed
Right.
up, something.
When I tell
That's what
you,
I'm.
when I tell you, I can write right now. If I go in the house right now, I can write you at least 30 pages, less than an hour. God would
Mm-hmm.
have not gave me that talent to write
Mm,
like that. You know what I'm saying?
mm.
And you will be able to understand what I wrote. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
good.
Right now, I can do that. That's why the nigga go to jail. He used to love me writing them letters. I sent him a book over there. Now, nigga, you gonna pay for this shit? I'm not writing you all this. You know what I'm saying? All this good old juicy stuff. No, I'm putting this on a book. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
But
Look, no more letters to the jail, child, unless
I'm
they pay the
tired. But I'm
invoice.
tired. I'm tired. But like even with my love life, y'all, like I've really grown to love myself. I'm a plus size woman. I've stripped myself from the wig to the clothes, looked at myself and said, Darnita, you're a beautiful baby.
Yes,
Embrace this beautiful. What he
yes,
don't like, guess what? Another one will. And guess what? He must God ain't put him in your life for you. You know what I'm saying? He's not for you.
absolutely,
Thank you, Naya.
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
So,
But
with that being said, I'm
yes, yes. Somebody said that's right. Somebody said, "Hey, cousin, I missed all of it." Don't worry, y'all. The
don't
replay
worry,
is going to
tune
be
in. You
up.
could, yeah.
The replay is going to be up in a
But
few
she,
minutes, y'all.
yeah, she
Thank you
been.
all for listening. I don't
I
see no
really
other
appreciate it. I
questions.
really appreciate it.
Yes, I don't see no other questions, comments, concerns.
'Cause I
Um,
never thought that I would be, like I said, I know I don't keep saying the same thing over and over. Be amongst women like you. I feel like
oh,
sometimes I do be a little turned up. I be amped up. I take medicine for this type of stuff, but I'm okay because one thing I know that you will feel that I'm a genuine person. Like, okay, I like her,
yeah,
so that's why I say I'm
yeah,
honored to be amongst women like y'all. We don't have to talk the same because
absolutely.
that'll mean that I'm being fake, and that's what I'm not gonna do.
Right,
Because my sister-in-law, I
right.
said, I got I'm talking to Wendy today, and I said all of a sudden I got girl, how I'm gonna talk, what I'm gonna do? I gotta do my hair. But look at me, this being real. Like I just told my cousin Brittany, she's on here. I said, girl, I gotta get in the house. I've been out since I dropped my kids off. I work 104 hours a week. I look a
Whew.
mess right now, but guess what? I'm okay. I'm home now. I'm about
Absolutely,
to get in the
absolutely,
bed, honey, and
absolutely,
I'm off tonight.
absolutely.
I'm grateful. I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm
That's
about to get
good.
on the phone, talk to my sister-in-law until
All
I go to
right.
sleep.
All right now. Well, thank you, Miss Donita, for your courage and your time. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you. I
And
appreciate you.
thank you all for watching. Until the next time,
From the
y'all. Love y'all.
car. from,
Huh?
from the car.
From the car, right? Her car chronicles. I see
Won't he
y'all.
do it? Won't he do
Yeah,
it?
see y'all. Good night.
All right, good night.
All right, good night.